Breaking news, my people. How on a day? I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, Donald Trump is angry with Nigeria. With all this is happening in Nigeria, President Donald Trump is angry with Nigeria. Watch this video and you will get it. Listen.
Nigeria is a disgrace. The whole thing is a disgrace. They're killing people by the thousands. It's a genocide, and I'm really angry about it. And we pay, we give a lot of subsidy to Nigeria. We're going to end up stopping. The government's done nothing. They're very ineffective. They're killing Christians at will. And, until I got involved in it 2 weeks ago, nobody even talked about it.
Well, President Trump is reacting today to what we've been covering for a couple of weeks now, but really leaned in with my panel that I hosted at the UN at the request of Ambassador Michael Waltz. And he also invited superstar rapper Nicki Minaj, because she has a pastor who's Nigerian and has jumped into this as an advocate for those under attack. Horrific violence in Nigeria against mostly Christians, and a third mass kidnapping this week alone. So it's getting worse under President Tinubu over there. In this attack, gunmen targeted a Catholic school just days after that attack on a Christian church. Islamic terrorists in Nigeria. There are now 22 of those groups, including Boko Haram, and some of them are aligned with ISIS. They are targeting Christians and have been for years. Some experts, as well as the president, are saying that the mass slaughter needs to be contained. And you heard him here. The government now over there has to do something about this. I joined U.S. Ambassador Waltz for an event on the crisis earlier this week.
Hold it there before he speaks. We're hearing now that the kidnapping numbers in the Catholic Church is now getting close to 300,000. 300, people. At first, they came out with a low number of 52. Later, it rose to 100, from 100 to 200. But as of today, being Saturday, the 22nd of November, 2025, the figure's now at 300. In my last broadcast, I said, any number that the Nigerian government gives to you, if you are being generous, multiplied by 5, then you will get a good estimate of what is happening in Nigeria. Kidnapping is real. Islamization is real. And what they are doing right now is they are punishing the Christians. They are punishing us, the Biafrans. They are saying that we, the Biafrans, are the ones exposing the ills of the caliphate to America. Hence, on Friday, the 20th, I believe just yesterday, the 20th, they did the unthinkable. Our leader, NNAMDI KANU, was sentenced to life in jail, and he was sent, strangely, to the heartbeat of an Islamic caliphate, Sokoto State, to a so-called correction prison in Sokoto State, something that is never done in the history of Nigeria. A man was tried in Abuja, and during the sentencing, they took him all the way to the heartbeat of the Islamic Caliphate in Nigeria, where there is Sharia law and where the Sultan of Sokoto, the number one, in fact, the emir, the ruler of Nigeria, the real ruler of Nigeria, is based in Sokoto. So we believe that NNAMDI KANU was seen as a prized asset, the same way in the Bible when John the Baptist's head was required, by the king's wife, and her daughter has to dance, and her so-called gift that she wanted was the head of John the Baptist. Today, we told you that Nigerian president is weak. President Tinubu is a weak, sick, dirty, old, stinking idiot. A fool who was only thinking about power, not understanding the dynamics of getting those powers. And today, he has bent towards the caliphate. by giving to them an innocent man who exposed them. He is giving to them NNAMDI KANU, a man who is like a whistleblower, who told the whole world, who told Nigerians that the Islamic caliphates are coming. The terrorists are coming to take over their lands, to Islamize them. Today, everything he said has come to pass. So the caliphate are angry, and in a strange kind of, terrorism kind of charge they brought on him, he was sentenced to life in jail for just speaking out words. Your freedom of speech is no longer viable in Nigeria. Something he said in the UK, something he said in Britain was used against him in Nigeria, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment in Nigeria. And not only that, he was now pushed to Sokoto State, the prison in Sokoto State, where the caliphate happily dwell. So he's now the prize asset of this, Islamic jihadist state of Nigeria. This is what the president of Nigeria has done. President Tinubu has done this because he's scared of the caliphate. We've said it here. He can do nothing to the caliphate. The real terrorists are going everywhere doing deals, peace deals. But the ones who speak out are the ones being charged with terrorism and given life in jail. But let's continue.
I served in Nigeria helping train their Navy SEALs for hostage rescues and to go find these girls. And Harris, it is horrific what is happening to them right now. We were able to get many of them back, but not all of them. And as a father of a daughter, it's just horrific to think little girls, 8, 9 years old, being kidnapped out of their schools and sold into Islamic sex slavery.
Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has the latest. Greg.
Hi, Harris. That's right. More violence in Nigeria. Christians again under fire. A Catholic secondary school in the town of Gwara in northwestern Nigeria attacked by gunmen. Local media says as many as 52 kids were kidnapped.
Hold on. It is now 300 and plus, not just 52 anymore. The media always come with a low estimate. At first, it's 52, but now the principal has come out. The principal of the school has come out in the public and has confessed it is more than 300. So this is how the Nigerian media, they lower down the figures of what is happening in Nigeria. The genocide is real. The genocide is real. An average of at least 20,000 of Christians are killed every year. The genocide is real. Please, to the whole world, hurry to the aid of the Christians. Just for 2 weeks that President Trump has shone the light on Nigeria. Suddenly, the media now has the power to break this kind of videos for us, this news to us. All this while, they kept it in a hush. For the past, how many years now? 15 years? They kept it in a hush. They were barred from speaking. The Nigerian media were barred from speaking. The Nigerian media were barred from calling them terrorists. They said they should call them bandits or farmers and herders clash. They blame the farmers. They claim there's a clash in the farmland. That's why what you are saying that they are not terrorists. But today we are glad we are calling them for who they are. Terrorists is what they are. Lord have mercy. So please, the number is now 300. No longer 52 people who have been kidnapped. Please, let's continue. Take it back a little bit and listen again, all right? A little bit and listen, please.
And sold into Islamic sex slavery.
Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has the latest. Greg.
Hi, Harris. That's right. More violence in Nigeria. Christians again under fire. A Catholic secondary school in the town of Gwara in northwestern Nigeria attacked by gunmen. Local media says as many as 52 kids were kidnapped. A desperate search involving military and police is on right now. And yes, earlier this week, a Catholic church nearby was attacked. 2 people were killed and 38 worshipers abducted. The ransom per person, $69,000. Thousands of Christians have been killed in recent years there, leading some, yes, to speak of a Christian genocide. President Trump has branded Nigeria a country of particular concern regarding religious freedom, threatening to apply sanctions and send in U.S. troops. Here's how a State Department official put it at a congressional briefing yesterday.
The Trump administration is developing a plan to incentivize and compel the Nigerian government to better protect Christian communities and improve religious freedom.
Still, the Trump administration and analysts say others are getting hurt too by Islamist terrorists, organized bandits, militants. 25 children were kidnapped at another school in western Nigeria on Monday. One escaped. That happened in a Muslim area. Harris, Nigerian officials claim they are not persecuting any religion, but many analysts say at the very least they are certain that the government officials are not protecting their own citizens. Back to you.
Yeah, and as
They are not protecting their own. And please, America, you'll be making one of the biggest mistakes if you think you can work with Nigeria or the government of Nigeria. Because as we speak, Boko Haram are part of the government officials in Nigeria. Please don't make the mistake. Nigeria, their plan is to delay Donald Trump for 100 days. This was made public by a pastor known as Pastor E.A. Adegboye, one of the biggest pastors in Nigeria. A man who was once a Muslim during his younger age, but strangely in the 80s, he converted into a Christian, and they got all the fundings to open churches all across the southern part of Nigeria. He told the Nigerian government to find a way to delay Donald Trump's coming for at least 100 days. So do not assume that even the president has power over his government. He's just there to make as much money as possible. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty, those who control Nigeria, the Islamic caliphates control Nigeria. They own Nigeria. They are above the law in Nigeria. That's why the terrorists are not called terrorists. Up to the past 2 weeks, they don't call them terrorists. They call them bandits. They call them the farmers and herders clash. The government barred the media not to break any news and call any terrorist a terrorist. Call them bandits or don't speak about it. And in most cases, when the news comes out, the media are not allowed to break the news. They must wait for the police, the Nigerian police, to give them the information. So they then go with the narrative of the government. And there's something strange here. I've noticed for the past 3-4 weeks now, nobody's speaking about the killings happening in Biafra land. To America, the Biafran Christians were also human beings. So the killing happening in Benue is very bad. But as bad as it is, I don't think we should give the Nigerian government the license to kill us in Biafra land. When I say Biafra land, I mean the eastern region, because it appears to me that the whole world, you only speak about it when it has to do with Kwara State, with the southwest or the middle belt. What about us in the southeast? They've been killing us since the year, and our own killing is even more than 100,000 a year. Just the other day, our leader NNAMDI KANU was sentenced to life in jail, and he was sent to an Islamic state where they practice Sharia, the home of the Sultan, the real ruler of Nigeria, the owner of, the one that Britain gave the keys of Nigeria to. The Sultan commanded the president of Nigeria to make sure that NNAMDI KANU be sent to him in Sokoto state. All because NNAMDI KANU exposed the Islamic Caliphate, bringing in terrorists to Islamize Nigeria. They blame us, the Biafrans, the Christians, that we are responsible for what America is doing now. They blame us. They blame us. That shows you that the Nigerian government, they're not ready to work or do anything to stop the killings of the Christians. Because those that have the real power are the caliphates. There is Sharia in Nigeria. There's a Sharia government in Nigeria. And the head of Nigeria, the real head, is the Sultan of Sokoto. So please, to America and the whole world, I want us to also look into Biafra land and see the killings happening there. Because so far, we are always speaking about Middle Belt and the Southwest. But the killings that the Nigerian government and terrorists are doing in the Southeast, the Black Jews in Nigeria, the Black Jews in the Southwest, the Black Jews in West Africa. How come this not being covered? Because the moment you cover this news, that's when you'll see the real face of terrorism in Nigeria. You will see how the government are involved. Yes, I say it. The Nigerian government, they're involved. They collude. The army, they collude with the terrorists. The Nigerian government, they are the ones that call the shots. When a terrorist is caught, there is a call from the government to say they should free that terrorist. And also the Nigerian media, they cannot pronounce terrorists or terrorism while they are covering any news. They don't call them terrorists no more, they call them bandits. That was an order given by the Nigerian government. So please shine a light on Biafra land. And what you will see will blow your mind. I know you already know, but the safest way to go about it is to discuss the Middle Belt and sometimes the Southwest. I understand. No problem. But I can assure you, the moment America shines the light and the whole world looks at what is happening to the children of God in Biafra land, what they call the Eastern region, the moment you shine your light up there, you will see that the terrorists are actually the Nigerian military working hand in hand. They are working hand in hand doing what they're doing. So please, America, it is time to shine a light. But I know that you know the information because you have the capability to check and scan through. You have the satellites. You know what is happening. You have the data of what's really going on in Africa. So I'm confident that with time, America will speak on it and deal with it decisively. One more time, let us hear Donald Trump expressing his anger with Nigeria and the Nigerian government for not stopping terrorism happening in Nigeria. Let's go there. Listen.
Nigeria is a disgrace. The whole thing is a disgrace. They're killing people by the thousands. It's a genocide, and I'm really angry about it. And we pay, we give a lot of subsidy to Nigeria. We're going to end up stopping. The government's done nothing. They're very ineffective. They're killing Christians at will. And, until I got involved in it 2 weeks ago, nobody even talked about it.
Well, President Trump is reacting today.
Till he got involved, nobody was talking about it. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. America is angry. President Donald Trump is angry about the killings of the Christians. I hope on Sunday, His Holiness, the Pope, will speak about the kidnap of over 300 children, 300 girls from a Catholic school. Nigeria is a failed country. Let the whole world hurry to the aid. Nigeria cannot perform because the way things are going, apart from religion, they have tribalism, they have nepotism, racism all across the whole country. Tribalism is worse than racism. Nigeria cannot work. Nigeria is a failed country. Please hurry to the aid of the Christians. Break up that zoo and allow everybody to go their separate ways. The way we were before the coming of Britain. Britain is responsible for this nonsense. Britain, oh Britain, you are responsible for this nonsense. I put it in a song. Oh Lord, have mercy. I put it in a song where I said, we should blame it on Lord Lugard. They are responsible. What you're seeing here, they are responsible. I said we should blame Lord Lugard for what happened because we were independent of our own, but this man chose to make us one. He assumed that being black means you're all the same. In the song I said, blame it on Lord Lugard and his wife, Flora Shaw. 1914 amalgamation is what we are dying of. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since, annihilation, nepotism, tribalism. This is nonsense. You and you and you, clap your hands, clap your hands. Biafra is gonna come. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we are free now. Our freedom is going to come. We are free now. That's me as the Biafran. I was speaking on behalf of the Yorubas as well, Oduduwa. Because I genuinely believed they were ready for their freedom when they came out to speak that they were ready to have their Yoruba nation or the Oduduwa nation. So when I said, you and you and you, clap your hands, Biafra is going to come. Clap your hands, Biafra, Oduduwa, we are free now. Our freedom is going to come. We are free now. To the Yoruba, it's never too late. Although we see what is happening in this tribalism thing, I know it's those in the ruling class trying to use some people, a faction of the Yoruba against the Igbos to create that tension, to create enmity between us. I know that. I know to them, they still think it's politics. To the real Yorubas, hold your head up. Keep your head up and stay strong. We understand the game. We still believe deep inside you want your freedom. But unfortunately, this man in Aso Rock, this monster in Aso Rock, is doing everything possible to create enmity between the Yorubas and the Igbos. So that way, he feels it will now translate into political numbers or voting in the end. That's what he's thinking. He wants to break that friendship, that bond between the Igbos and the Yorubas. So we know what he's doing, but it's just that someone's being selfish. This man, Tinubu, is so selfish that he's ready to allow people to die. He's ready to allow people to hate themselves. He's ready to create enmity in families, in homes, because some Yorubas and Igbos, they're already married. This man is creating tension in family homes by doing what he's doing. So we are calling on the Yorubas, the good ones, to speak out. It is okay to speak out. Allow this nonsense to stop. This has to stop. So once again, before I leave, I want you to hear the jingle where I said, blame it on Lord Lugard and his wife, Flora Shaw. 1914 amalgamation is what we are dying for. He made 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since, annihilation, nepotism, tribalism, this is nonsense. So you and you, clap your hands, Biafra is going to come. Clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we are free now. Our freedom is going to come. We are free now. Hear the jingle as I wrap this one up. Thank you and God bless.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Lugard, blame it on Lord Lugard and his wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.